Greetings, everyone. Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell, and welcome to the latest episode of Monday Musings, where I talk about all the things that are going on in life here as my sort of little vlog series. It is the 29th of August as I pre-record this, which is a Sunday, so this is going out on August 30th. Yes, I have tape on my face again. Uh, it's been a month to the day as of this recording that I broke my nose, and I've had the tape off since like I don't know, something like 17, 18 days in. I took the tape off. I was feeling pretty good. And then I had a nap, I think, on Friday. And I typically go to sleep face down, one side, and I'll roll over in my sleep. I have a hard time falling asleep on my back. And I took a nap the other day, and I was just so tired and I guess out of it that I never, like, when I went to roll over my back, I rolled with my face into the pillow and like squished my nose to one side, and it woke me up like, oh, that hurt. Um, and it's been a little sore and yeah, inflamed over the weekend. So I went ahead and put tape on it again today, and we're gonna see. It's just one of those things. Life, ladies and gentlemen. Um, let's talk about some stuff this week. I almost bought a Kindle this week. I do not own a Kindle. Anytime I do any digital reading, I do it on my phone. Not a big fan of reading on the phone because the screen is small, and obviously, even if you turn it vertical, you can get a better read. Um, but the width of a Kindle is about the width of a phone vertically, and a lot of people have extolled the virtues of a Kindle Paperwhite. Kindle Paperwhite. I almost did it. I was looking at it 6 months ago and never did it, and then it was on Amazon the other day, uh, on sale for $100, down from like 150. And I was just toying over, like, maybe, I don't know, do I need it? Talk to Chris about it. It's like I don't really need it, but I wouldn't mind it. And I was like, maybe I will. I went back the next day and it had the discount was gone, the sale was over, and it had gone up back to $150. I was like, it's not meant to be. But there are, the reason I want to get it is because I used to have a very, very big book collection. I like to read, but I haven't read as much in recent years because there's so much good TV on, and I like to watch good shows. Chris likes to watch good shows. It's something we can do together, whereas reading books is something we do apart. Um, so there's a part of me that I appreciate shows because it's something we could do together. But I still would like to read, book every once in a while. And watching Liam over at Liam's Lyceum do book challenges and stuff has made me really miss reading. And it's made me miss having a book collection. But I'm not in a position to deal with physical books. It's not something I want to do. We're in the process of, well, without getting into too much stuff and knock on wood, I don't want to jinx anything, but we're in the process of moving away from renting. And if that happens, there's going to be moving, and I don't want to have to get a big book collection started up again only to have to move it because that's just a pain in the ass for those of you who've ever had to move. And one of the reasons that I stopped collecting books was when I started traveling full time back in 2000, at the end of 2008, when I moved abroad to Bulgaria. I had 1,200 books in that collection. I've mentioned this before multiple times here and there, and that was a hard thing to have to get rid of those books. And I don't want to, Also, by the way, I moved like 3 or 4 times as a young adult, uh, and having to move with a dozen boxes of books or more that weigh a boatload, it's never fun. On top of all the other things you got to move. So, yeah, just physical books right now are not something I want to deal with because of moving and everything else. And then we're still not completely settled. There's still a lot of travel that goes on, um, and going back and forth between here and the U.S. Um, so the solution for now would be to get a Kindle and start to put all my books on that as opposed because I was reading for a very long time. We had a tablet, an Android tablet. It was a Galaxy 10.1, I think, or 10.0, I forget. We bought it all the way back in like 2014 2014, and it lasted all the way up until earlier this year or late last year. I feel like it was earlier this year, sometime like February, March. It finally just died. It just won't charge anymore. It's just really old. And it just finally gave up the ghost. But we got a lot of mileage out of that tablet, and that's where I used to do all of my reading was on that tablet. And that was a, decent sized device for reading. But we never used the tablet, like 14, 15, 16, even in 2017, we used the tablet for many different things. But from like 2018, 19, and 20, all we did was read with it. And it's like, I don't see the need to go purchase another tablet just for a reading device. So it's like, do I get a Kindle or not? Might not be meant to be. We'll see. If Black Friday rolls around and it comes up for sale again, I may end up getting a Kindle. We'll see. Um, Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous comes out this week on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to that. As much fun as I had in Solasta was much more of an independent game, and uh, the first Pathfinder game was far closer to like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I'm really looking forward to Wrath of the Righteous. Owlcat Games, I think is the name of the studio, did a bang out job with their first Pathfinder game. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've got with this one. And seeing if it's like the transition from Baldur's Gate 1 to Baldur's Gate 2. So I'll be playing that throughout the month of September, possibly into October. I don't know how long it's going to take. Um, so we'll see. I just put out a Realm Reborn review for Final Fantasy XIV. I beat that last week. Um, it was okay. Everybody told me that it's okay, and it gets better once you get into Heaven's Ward and beyond. I'm probably like halfway through, maybe a little halfway through the content leading up to Heaven's Ward, so I still got a bit to go. But I'm looking forward to getting through that and getting into Heaven's Ward. I am streaming um, all of that on Twitch. Today was what day? I don't even know. Let me go look at Twitch and I'll tell you what today was. Day 18, maybe? Yeah, today was day 18 of my 30-day Twitch challenge where I was just seeing if, just streaming every day. I've set it on a schedule, which is basically 7 in the morning until 10 in the morning, more or less, Central Time. It's basically after I've gotten up, had my coffee, done a little bit of admin stuff, um, before I got to go do day job stuff, I just hopping on and I'm playing between 7 and 10. I play every day anyway, and that's the push for this is that since I play games every day, I might as well just do it live and see with it. So if you want to hang out as I stream Final Fantasy XIV, Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, and probably a little bit of I'm still playing Red Dead Online every day for a little bit. Um, Come hang out on Twitch. Link is below, but it's twitch.tv/RenFail. Um, I've had some good conversations with some of my friends who do streaming, who are partners on Twitch, um, and I think I'm going to give it a very serious push for the latter part of this year. Not going anywhere. We're not traveling. Um, Chris is going to visit her family in October. I have to stay here for that. I really want to go, but unfortunately, my day job, we're doing a big launch. Not it's I say unfortunately, and I mean that in a good way because it's really cool what we're launching in November. Um, but I can't be traveling in the middle of this, so it's unfortunate that I can't go see my wife's family because I haven't seen the nephews and nieces in like 2 years. Actually, I think it's longer. Hey, Chris. I think she might be busy in the kitchen. I think maybe the last time I went out there was 2017 when we moved here. So it's probably been 3 years since I've seen all those kids. I mean, obviously we do voice calls and video calls and everything else, but it's not the same as going and visiting. And my nieces in particular, they wanted me to come out earlier this year for one of them had her 15th, and the quinceañera in Mexico is a big thing. And I couldn't go because you can't go anywhere with COVID. You couldn't. We're all in lockdown. You can't travel. And we hadn't had our vaccines yet. But now that we've had our vaccines and everything else, it's we're looking like it's finally time that we could do some traveling. But I can't. So Um, since I know I'm going to be stuck here and I'm just working, I was like, I might as well just start streaming and do a big push. And we'll see if we can't build up a pretty good audience for the official launch of all of the things that are coming in the pipeline with Project Dramond. Um, because all of the alphas and betas and everything else should be wrapped up by the end of this year, and then we'll be getting into the first of next year. We're going to be launching the first product. We said our initial idea was launching everything at the end of this year. That's technically true, but also not true. Everything will be ready for launch at the end of this year, but we're not going to be launching things until the beginning of next year. Because I don't want to have to try to deal with launching something in the middle of the holidays when we want to be spending time with family and friends and everything else. And so January is going to be the plan for all that stuff. So stick around for that if you want to hang out on Twitch. Movie reviews this week. First up, we watched The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, which is damn good. I'm not a huge animated fan, but that was cool. And I think that was Christina's first adult anime, so to speak. And the only reason she wanted to watch it was because it's The Witcher and she likes the franchise. So, I mean, I knew a little bit going into it because I know who Vesemir is, from the games and everything else. And knowing that he's an old man in like The Witcher 3 and the fact that they're bringing him on board as an old man in the second season of The Witcher show, it was interesting to see Vesemir as a young person. And it was a nice little hour and a half standalone movie that was really well done. I really liked it. Um, I also watched a couple of things that were really crappy this week. One of which I went into it knowing that it was not going to be that good. I just went into it expecting a generic action film, which was the new G.I. Joe reboot, the Snake Eyes origin film. Horrible. Like, if I had to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I might give it a 4. Like, really bad. Um, some of the action sequences were okay, but the dialogue was horrific. The editing was just not good. Like, there was some really just stuff that was just like thrown together and action sequences that just made no sense and were like all over the map and just like confusing and not well done. Not great acting from many of the actors. Bad movie. I actually liked the two GI Joe movies that they did back in like early 2000s, I want to say. I don't even know when those were, but I feel like it was, 10, 15 years ago they did a couple of G.I. Joe movies with like um, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Ray Park, and I don't remember who all was in those movies, but they were actually kind of good. Like they were halfway decent movies. This was not. This was a piece of crap. I do not recommend watching that movie. And the one that I was wishing for more and ultimately came away with going, was Infinite, which was directed by I'm gonna have to look it up now because I know who it was directed by, but I can't remember his name. Infinite. Dun, 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 dun. Antoine Fuqua, who has directed some really good movies over the years. Um, really good movies. I've loved Replacement Killers, Training Day, Tears of the Sun, the 2004 King Arthur, Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, Southpaw, Magnificent Seven, Equalizer 2. Like these are all really good movies. I like him as a director. I was also interested in it because I like Mark Wahlberg, and so does my wife. And they filmed a portion of it here in Mexico City, literally right in our neighborhood. It was night shoots, and we all got notices that hey, there's going to be helicopters and everything else for like the next 2 weeks because they're filming this really big Hollywood movie here. Um, and so that was kind of a fun, interesting thing. It was like a little Easter egg of knowing that had been, at least a part of that movie had been filmed right around the corner from where we live. Um, And so I went into that movie expecting somewhat of a decent movie, given the director, and I like most of Wahlberg's films. Man, there were aspects of it that um, were were interesting, but also I felt it was poorly done in a lot of ways. Um, feel like they tried to mash too much into one movie. The review that I read online after I had watched the film was somebody was saying it was like a mashup between The Matrix and um, why am I blanking on this movie? Inception. Um, which I didn't really get that at all. I think the only, try to do a spoiler-free thing. I think the one aspect of where people got the Matrix thing from is the fact that there's a story element that has these individuals um, being able to have many abilities, more than the average human. But it's not done in the same way that the Matrix movies does it, where you plug in and download a program and boom, you know how to fly a plane or something like that. It's a little more complex. Um, it had a decent cast, but also just not that great. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I might give it a 6. Like it had some cool science fiction elements to it, but it was also just um, lacking in a lot of ways. Action sequences are great, special effects are pretty amazing, but just there was some sloppy storytelling, some sloppy writing, um, and some stuff that just was hastily thrown together. And I think they could have done. I think this would have been better if it was something that could have been spread out. Somebody also said, I remember what it was. It was Inception meets The Matrix meets The Old Guard. That's the best way to describe it. And the thing I liked about The Old Guard, which by the way is getting a sequel, The Old Guard ease you into it. So you got rather than throwing like 20 elements into the film, the old guard was very specific that these are immortals who have been living for a long time, who can't be killed, who are, you know, doing this thing. They're doing missions and they're trying to save the world. Um, whereas that's going on, but with like 20 other things in this infinite movie. So it was difficult to swallow. I don't know. It's possibly worth a watch if you have Netflix. Actually, it's not on Netflix. Was it? Was it on Netflix? I don't remember where I watched it now. No, it's Paramount Plus. Um, if you have access to it and you can watch it, cool. It's not going to be the end of the world if you don't. I don't think it's a must see. Um, but you might like it. I don't know. Project Dramond stuff. We're still working on logos. We wrapped up. I think I said we did the 94th video or 95th video on YouTube the other day. I'm gonna go look real quick because we are pretty deep into the series. Um, 94 videos. So we've got 6 more videos to do until we hit 100. And I think the way this is going to work out, unless something changes, we're going to do 3 videos this week and 3 videos next week. And then the video that we're recording the 8th, it's going to be Chris, myself, and my brother. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about all the work that's been done for the past few months, and then we're going to talk about what we're doing for the rest of September. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go dark on video. We're gonna still publish things on Patreon, but we're not gonna do any more video updates because typically I do video updates 3 times a week on YouTube. We do the Tuesday update on Patreon where I do a video for that. We do the Wednesday night stand up, and then we do the Thursday night the Thursday Patreon post, which also has an associated video. So we do 3 videos every week. We're not going to do any videos after the 8th, I believe. Well, after the 9th. It'll be the 9th, will be the last one because we'll pre-record the one on the 8th, publish that on the 10th, or something like that. Anyway, that week, once we hit 100 videos in YouTube, we're not going to be doing any more videos for the rest of September. The reason for that is because we have a lot of work we have to get done with launching all of the new websites, the new social media channels, um, and it's going to be a lot of stuff that's not directly related to Project Dramond in the sense that I already told people I'm not probably not going to be writing a chapter or not. I'm not going to write 2 chapters in the month of September. I might do 1 chapter, which would be chapter 6. But the logo is most important. Launching the websites is most important. Getting all the social media channels launched is important. Getting everything launched, all the branding stuff in place, getting all that stuff done so that the plan is that Either at the end of September or the beginning of October, we will then come back out of the dark and we will be launching with all of the new social media channels and all the new websites and everything else. And I won't be doing Project Dramond updates anymore here on my personal YouTube channel. All of the updates will be on the new YouTube channel for the new brand. And I believe at the same time we will be launching, this is the plan tentatively anyway, we will also be launching the demo for the point and click adventure game. And we will also have wrapped up the playtest for the first campaign module. And we're looking to hire a character artist in October as well. So all of that is coming together. There's a lot of administrative work that has to be done on our end with the websites and everything else, and I don't want to have to. There's no reason to be updating YouTube about that kind of stuff because it's not stuff that I can share with anybody until it's all finished and launched. So sometime, like I said, we've got a couple more weeks of updates, and then we'll get to that. Launching all the new branding, which means, and so here I've talked about earlier, I'm doing Twitch streaming. This channel, this YouTube channel, I will obviously keep working on this channel, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with it post move to the new, because I do 3 videos a week for Project Dramond, and I'm going to be moving those over. So that leaves a lot more room to do things on this channel if I want. So obviously we're doing, every Monday I do Monday Musings. That's not going away. That will continue to stay here because it's my decompress. 2 is the Is It Worth It videos. I like doing those review videos. I could do them more frequently, maybe. I don't want to turn into like I have, you know, I don't know. I don't want to do game reviews all the time. I like reviewing the games that I'm playing, but I don't feel compelled to go out there and buy or play tons of games just so that I could do game reviews every 2 days. That's not what I'm about. I play games for fun and relaxation. So, but I will still continue to review games. I will also still continue to do the Lord of the Rings online cooking show. We haven't done an episode in a couple of months because we've been busy with other stuff, but we are getting also summertime, with winter coming back around and starting to get cold here in Mexico City again, we'll be starting to cook more frequently, which means we'll be doing another round of episodes over the winter months on the channel. Um, Also, the next iteration of Mondays in MMORPGs. Um, Not sure how that's gonna take place yet. I haven't decided if I want to maybe try to do that as a live show on Twitch on Monday nights or continue to do it pre-recorded. I don't know. But it's definitely going to be news related as opposed to doing game dev stuff. It might be a blend, with guest hosts, guest devs. Um, I think it would be interesting to do that, but I have to figure out if I want to do it live or do it pre-recorded. But that'll be coming back around October-ish, once we get all the websites and everything launched. That'll be, like I said, I don't know if that's going to be here on YouTube or over on Twitch. If we do it on Twitch and we'll do the live version over on Twitch, we'll still publish here on YouTube for the post-op. So it'll still be here in one way or the other. So we've got Mondays and MMORPGs, Monday Musings, and uh, game reviews, and Lord of the Rings online cooking. Those are all still going to be here. What I haven't decided yet is if I get the Kindle. This is the thing. If I decide to invest in a Kindle and get into reading again more seriously, I really like what I'm watching Liam do with his book reviews and everything else. I would really like to do like a book review every week, scary, not every month. I would like to do a book review every week. I would like to at least get back into reading a book a week. That would be good. So that might show up here on YouTube, maybe. Haven't decided yet. And there's also the theory, I've talked with some friends about maybe doing like, you know, overviews on game news, you know, like covering the fiasco around Blizzard. I feel like a lot of people cover it from a ranty, Blizzard sucks for these reasons. Whereas I'm more interested in the legal aspects of it, and I'm not necessarily interested in tearing apart specific individuals. I'm more interested in the legal aspects of it. I'm also very interested in the legal aspects of failed Kickstarters and failed independent developers and the 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 lawsuits around those. Um, so I might do something like that, like a gaming news show, but I don't know though because I'm also Mondays and MMORPG is going to be about game news. So I don't know. But at the very least, the one new thing I might like to bring to the equation is a book review like once a week or something. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But there's a lot of old books that I would really like to review because I feel like a lot of people are missing out on some of the classics because, everybody always wants to talk about Brandon Sanderson. Great author. Nothing against Brandon Sanderson. I think his books are great. People should definitely read them. But there are so many great, like, I'm happy to see people who go out and read Roger Zelazny. Um, as an example. But Roger Zelazny has a ton of books that I think would be great to do modern reviews on. Tad Williams stuff, not just Memories Out There, but the Otherworld series. Like there are some book series that I really love that I would like to review from my personal perspective as a reader and as a writer, as an author diving into some of this stuff. So that might be spinning back around during the winter months because I'll have more free time on my hand to sit around and do stuff. Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. Um, I feel a nap coming on, but it's also mid-afternoon. I gotta figure out what time I'm playing Minecraft tonight because my nephew started school. My brother told me we're starting earlier, so let's see about that. Anyway, thanks everybody for following along. Don't forget you can follow me over on Twitch as well. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Pick up a subscription at Patreon if you'd like to help out. Support what we're doing with Project Dramond, and stick around for all the fun stuff that's coming down the pipeline here on YouTube and beyond. See everybody next week.